Hey there, friends. What is up? I'm Chris Ewing, an advisor to Weld.com, and we had a question in the forum today about electricity and the risk of getting shocked while welding. So I'm going to go ahead and electrocute myself so that you don't have to. We're going to talk about MIG, TIG, and stick. Let's get at it. All right, machine of choice today is the Miller Dynasty 280 DX package. The Dynasty is a great machine. We'll do stick and TIG welding, AC and DC, so we got the aluminum option. Cool part about the DX package is that you can see in the background here, we've got this suitcase hooked up, which will allow this Dynasty machine to also do MIG and flux cord welding. So it's a great package for the educational purposes that I'm using it for. Okay, on this particular machine, we can see our two leads sticking out of the front here. We've got our little ground clamp picture here, which means we're going to put our work lead or our ground clamp on that side, and on the other side, we're going to have our electrode. We're just going to refer to that as the electrode side, regardless of which process we're working on, MIG, TIG, or stick. On this particular machine, you leave those connected in that orientation. And then if you want to change between DCEN, DCEP, AC, we do that up here on the process panel or in the polarity panel. What do those terms refer to? Well, it's DC, which is direct current, either electrode negative or electrode positive, depending on what process and what rod we're using. We may want to switch between that. On your machine at home, you may have to switch these leads around to get DCEP, DCEN. Just means electrode on the negative or on the positive side. That changes which direction the electrons are flowing. Here in welding, we always assume they go from the negative side to the positive side. On some machines, you may even have to open up a panel inside, take a nut off, move a wire around. You want to refer to your owner's manual for your particular machine. This one, fairly easy. My ground clamp is going to stay in the same spot. I'm going to move my electrode around depending on what process I am working on. All right, so we're going to start with MIG because that's what this machine is already hooked up to do. And what you can see is I actually have two ground clamps up here. The larger one is running back to the power source of the machine. And because this is this fancy DX setup with the suitcase welder, I have to have the suitcase itself grounded to the same surface or the same part as the power supply for the machine, or the suitcase will not work. Getting sparks already. All right, so what actually enables me to be able to do any arc welding here is that the electrons have to flow from one side of that circuit to the other side of that circuit. Now, in this particular setup, MIG welding is mostly DCEP, electrode positive, and like we said, the electrons flow from the negative side to the positive side. So technically, the electricity is going to come from my ground clamp, through the table, through my part, and jump to the wire, which is going to cause the heat that I need to actually do the weld. Why can I touch the table while I'm welding? Because that's not part of that circuit. Even if the electrons flow up and into my hand, there's nowhere else for that electricity to go, so it's going to take that path into the gun and down into the machine. All right, now just as a reminder, I don't advise doing this. Obviously, you still want to keep all of your skin protected from the UV rays, from the sparks, the burns and stuff. So going barehanded or bare-skinned or putting your t-shirt arm onto it, not recommended. I'm just here to show you that you're not going to shock yourself when you do this. So, hand on the table, welder in hand. No shocky. Okay. Something else I'd like to point out is I do have my wedding ring on. You saw when I was dragging my hand across the table. Just because I have a piece of metal on doesn't mean that I'm instantly more conductive or less conductive. However, in this situation, you talk about not wanting to put between the electrode and the plate. Now, our hand is not a very good conductor of electricity. If I put this here and pull the trigger, nothing's going to happen. But I don't want to risk having my ring on in this situation, because if my ring is here and I touch it to this and I pull the trigger, yeah, now I've created a circuit with my hand in the middle there. I really don't want to do that. It's going to heat up the ring. It's going to melt it to my finger. That would be bad news. So if my wife's watching, don't look at this part. I'm going to take that off of there. Now, if I do this, and I pull the trigger, nothing. See, we're not a good enough conductor of electricity to actually make that connection between the table and the wire here, so we don't even necessarily have to worry about that. And that'll ring true whether we're doing stick welding or MIG welding like this. But again, never a good idea to have metal or really rings on of any kind when you're working on a shop. Just better to be safe than sorry. So the same basic rules are going to apply for stick welding as well. My table is still grounded. Now, this is electrically live. Again, I can touch it to myself. I'm not completing that circuit. Really, not a huge deal. Again, I can put my hand here, have that ring on. Don't want to do that. Have my hand here, touch the electrode to it. Again, nothing. But as soon as I strike the arc here, you can see it is live. Again, still nothing. Now, if we have the unfortunate event where maybe our table comes unclamped, we bump our ground, it falls off. Now none of this table is live. Doesn't matter if I touch this to it, to the part, anything. There's nothing to complete that circuit. What I really don't want to do is be handling this and the ground clamp at the same time, because now there's a chance, one, I can touch the wires together, or two, I can be that thing that completes that circuit. So we really only want to handle either the electrode or the workpiece one at a time. Don't risk doing it the other way. All right, for my last trick, let's talk TIG. Now the other two processes were DC EP, electrode positive, which means the electrons are trying to flow from the table up to the electrode. In steel and stainless, when running TIG, we're going to do that DCEN, electrode negative, meaning the electrons are going to want to flow from our tungsten, our electrode, down into our workpiece. What that does is means our electrons are flowing this way. Now, if I'm not touching the table, and I say, go ahead, electricity run, and I'm the only thing close, master of power. Look, I'm Thor. Right? Okay. Now, everybody that's run a TIG welder at one point or another, we've touched our filler metal to the tungsten, we've touched our tungsten to the table, we've done all kinds of stuff. Now, why didn't I get shocked? Like, why didn't I feel anything there? Well, there's nowhere else for the electrons to go. They're basically just being expanded through space. Yeah, do some of them jump to me? Sure, but I'm not completing that circuit. And if I don't complete the circuit, well, then there's no pain to be had. So let's go ahead and complete that circuit. Now, if I'm touching this grounded table or the ground clamp, and then I send the electrons on, ow! Okay, that's when you're going to get that 9-volt battery electric shock feeling. That's what we call a secondary shock. Yes, I was just getting electrocuted just then from this machine. Am I dead? No. Do I have a heart palpitation? Maybe. I don't know. Not a doctor. Do I recommend doing this? Not necessarily. It is not the safest thing on the planet. It's not ideal. But guess what? It's gonna happen the more you TIG weld. You're gonna get hot and sweaty. You're gonna be a good conductor. You're gonna have your bare arm on the table. You're gonna forget to connect your ground clamp or something. You're gonna sit down to weld and you're gonna zap yourself. Not the end of the world. What you don't want to do, if you see back there, that's the plug for the machine. 480 volts, 30 amp, 3-phase. I don't want to touch anything of that. That would be a primary shock. That would kill me. No bueno. And then finally, just for the sake of argument, we'll show that You can still TIG weld and touch table just like the other processes. So put it down, get the arc established, and melting the plate, melting the plate. TIG welder is melting the plate. Nothing. All right, let me reiterate. I do not recommend doing this on any of these processes, whether you're welding at home or in a shop or anything. It's not wise. Electricity is not a toy. It is dangerous. It can cause serious harm up to and including death. So please be safe out there. Wear all your gear. You still need to protect yourself from the UV rays, from the sparks, the burns, spatter, that kind of stuff. Let me know if this was helpful, or if you still have any questions, comments, concerns, belligerent observations. Till next time, hope this helps.